Hello, hello, hello. We are here. We are finishing up this ginormous 6x8 by 3-inch spine mini album using the Ciao Bella Wizard Academy paper. And I had saved the front and back cover. So when you endeavor in on this journey, if you don't finish your covers first, then be sure you set aside the paper. So I set aside two 12x12s, and then I cut them down to 12x8s so that I could use some of them. This is what's left. This is what I'm using for the front cover. So I'm going to use this one because I like that best. And then the other side, we had this paper I took here. Right? Is it that one? Yeah, it was that way. Here. Let me move them over. This is 12x8. I cut that 12x12 down to a 12x8, and I cut it to 6x8 and 3x8. I'm not going to use this one on the cover because I wanted the cat. So I'm going to distress these up and glue them on, and the album will be done, and then we're going to do all the little tags and stuff that I haven't done yet because I have a whole tray full of scraps, and I have some leftover black cardstock in various sizes and cut apart. So we got lots to deal with, lots to make. And I will show you the reason why I don't, and I showed this in the last one, the reason why I don't do the cover first is because these friction marks here, if you can see, I didn't want to ruin the cover, so, and it may not ruin it. I got ATG tape. I was making Easter cards for the retirement home, and we got a little crazy. What was I saying? Oh, it may not ruin it, but I just don't like putting it on there first. Especially, sometimes if I'm using lighter cardstock, typically I use black cardstock for my base and pages. If I'm using a lighter cardstock, sometimes I do the pages separate so that I don't get the book all gooey, dirty, whatever. So, cover and the back. I'm going to show this to my daughter, and if she doesn't want it, I think I may put it up on Etsy. So if you're interested, stop on by. And I think I forgot to mention, this is an ASC Supplies Design Team project. If you're not a member of the ASC Supplies Facebook group, please join. The link is down below. Lots of fun, lots of good people. Make sure you put your cover on the right way. I have done that before. Put the cover on upside down. Yeah, so head on over to ASC Supplies on Etsy or asccraftsupplies.com. Use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your normal price purchase. And if you want to make this project, all of the links for the videos are down below. You can see what you need and head on over there and purchase your Ciao Bella Wizard Academy papers. I love the cat. It's perfect for the spine. and the potion bottles. It's very intentionally, I kept these papers for the front and back just because. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. The corner. Okay, now I almost feel like I need something there, but I don't know if I'm going to or not, but we can look. These are all the larger scraps that I have. Of course, that one just came from the front cover, and these are all the scraps I have. Strips for paper quilting and or the gussets, and these are all the cut aparts. So if I can find a cute little cut apart to put up there. There's Wizard Academy. It's time to start something new and trust the magic of new beginnings. There's a cute little set of books that I already have in. I'm thinking something more along the lines of this size. I did cut some little potion labels. Don't mess with a wizard when he's wizarding. That's cute. Magical world. Good things take time. Unicorn tears should be kind of odd on the outside of that. It's just one that says wizard. Basilisk venom. And then a phoenix. I don't think that's really going to go. These are a bit large, so I don't know. I think we're just going to leave the front like that. I don't see anything that is screaming out at me like this I could put on there. But I feel like then I need to put like a label on it. Okay. I got some more little scraps of paper, and then I had grabbed some different cardstock here. I don't even know what that card, this is really thick cardstock. We can make some folders out of. Okay, let's go to the book and see what we need to make. I also cut some more tabs out of scraps. So I did have, like, was I going to add something to here? And I think we can just leave it. We don't have to. Tags. I'm not going to pull all these out because I'll do a full video on the share. Okay, now this one I forgot to add tab. I put 2 tabs on this one and no tabs on the back one. So I need to add a tab here. These tabs on, of course this is that Stampin' Up! Tab punch that I talked about in the first video. There are other tabs that you can get and other tab punches. Actually, they may have just, this is a new one because the old one they retired. So they came out with a new tab punch, which is wonderful because I really enjoyed using the old one. This one already has tags in it. This one has a belly band with the tag. That one has plenty. That one has some. I stopped about halfway through because I was worried about the paper usage and I wanted to just use scraps. Okay. So this one is blank. And I'm okay with the front being blank because that means that we can, it offsets itself from the pocket that it's in. I would like to use this, but I do want to put some kind of paper in here because I want to be able to, you know, somebody to be able to write in there if they want. So I'm just, this one doesn't cover the whole thing, but that's okay. So this is 4 7/8. So we're going to cut it at about 4 3/4. It's not going to go all the way down to the bottom, but it's going to give me that. So I'm still distressing. I'm distressed this far. We may as well finish her up, right? The other thing you can do, especially in these folders, is do the paper quilting because we have plenty of scraps left for that. It's easier to do it on the folders because then when you pull them in and out, if you want to put it on the inside, when you pull them in and out, it doesn't catch on anything. That one. Put him back in. So put him back in there. You got these 2 tags that's holding that one down. Not that it really needs anything holding it down. Okay, no pockets there. This one, let's go ahead and do a little paper quilting here. So on the inside of this one is going to be 2 7/8 by 5. So I'm just going to take a regular black piece of paper. And cut it down to 4 7/8 by 2 3/4. Do a little fit up test. It fits in there. And then we'll punch it after we do the paper quilting. I'm going to do the paper quilting one more time for you guys. And then I'll try to speed it up from here on out. Okay. Need a longer piece for the middle. It doesn't have to be that long, but that's okay. And then we can use our shorter pieces. That one. Okay, I did throw that away. Surprise. I'm going to punch the corners now. I have one that's sticking up. Gotta give him a little bit of glue. Everything else seems secure. Stress the outside. And it should fit. We already test fit it. Yep, looks good. And then we just take this whole panel and put it in there. And it adds a bit of interest. A little paper quilted panel. And that was here. And then I see what we got. Let's go ahead and stick this guy in there too. And I'm just going to find a piece of paper that he fits on that I have laying around here. I have lots of paper. Smaller paper, just scraps. That I'm sure I can find will fit. This guy looks like he'll fit. With a little bit left over. And we'll just cut off the excess. We can just push them right down in there. Alright, and that's that one. No pocket there. These don't have pockets on them. And these don't have pockets. I already filled this little tuck spot here with the owl. Okay, we have another booklet, and I think I'll just do a normal piece of paper for that one. This one's going to fit perfect. I'm going to have to cut like maybe a 1/4 inch off of it. And we'll go ahead and stub the corners. So that's 4 inches. We're going to cut this to 3 7/8. And use the deco punch. Deco. Looks good. Deco. There's that one. Put him back in there. And then I have this booklet. I'm going to do the same thing with him. I have directional paper that we may have to use here. I think that might be the only... Oh, he is nearly perfect. So I'm going to take like an 1/8 inch off the side and by 6. I'm going to take that little brown part of the top off. And 5 7/8. Getting down to the nitty-gritty there. Take a little bit more off. Again, if you're looking for a good paper cutter, some people don't like it. I know there's a girl on YouTube that says she didn't like it at all, but my CutterPillar is amazing. I'll show you what I just cut off of there twice. I've had it probably for 10 years, never sharpened the blade. Oh, I need to punch this with the Deco punch. It's on my YouTube store below. And I'll also say that these corner punches or corner rounders from We Are Memory Keepers are also the best. I don't have those linked, but I can do so. And I don't think that Crystal has any more in her store. She had them when they were out and new. Okay, no, nothing in there. We have this little booklet. And let's see if we have anything that's already cut to size here. All these potion bottles are perfect. Okay, and I'm going to cut right above this shelf. That's one way to do it. Did I say above the shelf? Yeah. Above the shelf. Okay, corner punch with the Deco side. Oh, he's not very straight. Let's straighten him out a little bit. Sometimes when you fold paper, it kind of doesn't crease right, I guess. Make sure that it still fits. Since I took that little bit off, I have to take a little bit more off of here. It doesn't crease right, and then it folds crooked, so you end up with a little bit wonky booklets. That looks like it'll be okay. Deco punched corners. I'm calling it Deco punch because this one's called Deco on this side and Stub on that side. You just gotta use them together, but. I still have a lot of cute cut parts to use too, though. I'm gonna have to maybe go back through a second, third time and try and use them. If not, we'll make some cards. No big deal. We will kill this kit, kill this collection. Okay, got another one. Same thing. Hopefully this isn't too boring. Look how well that fits, though. We'll go on with that. Oh, I kind of want to use this one, though. He doesn't fit as well. Should I just use him because he fits? I'll use that one because it fits. Let's see, this is 6. We're going to cut it 5 7/8. Deco punch. You can always mat the inside of the books too. Chances are there are going to be more little booklets this size because when you're cutting pages, you usually end up with similar size pages and similar size like cutoffs, drops, scraps. Okay, we're going to put him in here. And then I think we'll put this little guy here. And we can leave it open in case you want to tuck something in. You just put glue on 2 sides, the bottom and one side. And we'll just leave it right there. Okay, and I already did this little belly band with this pull out in here. I think I'm gonna add a tab to that because I don't think anybody will ever know he comes out. Take my little tab, fold it in half. Okay. And I'm gonna put it on the inside back. And I missed the middle, but that's okay. I'm trying. Well, I like to say the glue gives you time to move it, but the glue dries pretty fast. That's the Ultrabond adhesive is my favorite glue. Ultrabond adhesive craft glitter glue. I don't mind that either. Let's see, this one's a little bit bigger. I do have this whole thing here. Let's do the measurement. This one is 3 7/8 by 6. I'm gonna try and get this image. I'm gonna have to cut off some of the window. And this is what we end up with. And I totally screwed that up, didn't I? That's okay. I'm just going to cut matte. I must have cut it at 5 instead of 6, so we're going to cut this at 5 1/8. Perfect. Deco punch. On that side, deco punch. The other thing I could have done instead of cutting down this part is I could have added another strip, but I didn't want to have any more issues coming in and out of the pocket or the belly band. So okay, let's stick this guy in here like that. I like that. There's already enough going on there, so I'm not going to put anything else in there, but I will put a little something in here. I already have this one matted, so he'll go right there. All right, got a couple more that I've already stuck in here. And deco punch these. I don't think I have anything big enough to mat this, so we're probably going to do a quilted inside. What in the hell? Maybe, hang on. I have that one big enough for that. And, yeah, I think I can live with that. Scraps are getting smaller, guys. That's exciting for me. Let's see, this is 4 1/4 by 6. We are going to try to not mess this up. One of the problems with having your paper cutter off to the side like that is not, see, why is that doing that? It's not seeing the numbers straight. It's an excuse, but I mean, it does make a bit of a difference. Okay, there's that one. And this one we're just gonna do this way, 4 1/4. We're gonna cut it 4 1/8. Double punch. Hope this isn't boring you too much, guys. It is a step-by-step tutorial. In every sense of the word. You get to see every time I mess up. Okay, we got a big one, we have this little one, and then let's put a tag in here. Let's see, I have like some of these bigger ones. Let's go ahead. Perfect. Alright, there's no pockets here, and just this pocket on this side. Alright, let's go ahead and do some quilting on this one. I won't make you watch it. See, that is, where did he go? That's this one. And then this big guy. I have to do another one for him. I have this, and he does not fit. Oh, he's perfect this way. We could layer it, or I could just cut the pocket down. That wouldn't be a whole lot more sticking out. Let's see, do I have a strip big enough? I think this will work. Let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm just gonna layer it. Another way to do it. It's not going to screw anything up because this side won't hit the pocket. Finish my thought. It's 4 1/4, and it's the perfect height, so I'm just going to cut it down at 4 and 8. Oh, I think I did it perfectly. Cut a little bit off. Just like that. Okay. Nobody will ever know. I should have distressed this first though, because there is a little bit of white showing, so we're just going to go through and hit it. Okay. I actually like this side too, but I think this side is less noticeable that we pieced it together. There we go. Slide him in here. And then we put a tag or another cut apart in there. I have these bigger cut aparts. I like him. I like this one. And he has like a postcard on the back, so we don't have to mat it on anything. We just stick it in there. Like that. There we go. Alright, now there's a pocket here, so I gotta get a thingy. It's not going to be tall enough. Let's see, do I have one tall enough? I don't think I have one tall enough, so we'll cut a piece of paper. Let's just do a single tag. We don't have to do a booklet. We'll make it 6.5 by like one of our pieces of paper, whatever this is. This is my tallest 1, 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut this. We're going the opposite way now. We're going to cut it at 2 7/8. We went from small to large. Oh, I think I may have 2 7/8. I said 6. Did I say 6.5? Where's he at? Yeah, 6.5. He's gonna be tall and skinny. Little dry fit there. And we don't need to punch this one because it's not a booklet. Actually, we can punch it. I don't know what my criteria really has been on punching. I just kind of punched some and not other ones, I guess. Let me stick it down in the pocket and then see if I have room for a tab. That's another thing we can do. That is not straight at all. I was kind of worried that I did that. Alright, here we go. Put that in there. And then I have a room for a tab, so we're going to add a tab to the top of this. And then I have all these little labels for potions. I'm going to put one on top of that tab. Just like that. Okay. There we go. Little flap, flap, big pocket. He looks good. Let's cut him at 6 3/4. And what are we gonna do with him? I think I'm gonna make this a tuck spot before I lose my train of thought. And then I don't want to paper quilt this one because I'm not going to put anything on the other side. I'm not going to make it a booklet. So I may just put a strip of paper going across the top and then like a tab. So how about that? We can just put that across the top just to add some interest. So it is 5 1/4. Cut him at 5 1/8. Add a tab. Try and make sure it's kind of straight. And then, let's see, I have another potion. How about Nightshade? He's a little flimsy, but it'll be fine. Okay, and then just something to stick underneath this guy. We have lots of things. I think we'll just do, he's not cut straight. He's all wonky. Let's see. This guy's cut straight. Really good size. I just have to cut some off of the side. Okay. And then stick him in this tuck spot like that. That's fine. Okay, getting down to the nitty gritty here. I have a big place here. Let's see, do I have anything that size? I don't think I do. So we'll make one. We'll go ahead and make this a 8" by, it has to be pretty much the exact 5 3/4. So 8 by 5 3/4. And then we're going to score at 4 inches on the 8" side. I don't think I have anything I'm going to chest fit. Make sure he doesn't stick out too far because I did. He's going to stick out too far, so we're going to cut another 1/4 inch off, or 1/2 inch. We'll cut a 1/2 inch off. So let's see where he's at. Not quite. So he's going to end up being like 5 inches. 5 by 4. And that's a perfect fit. We're almost done. I may have something for him now. How about one of these guys? That's a little too big. How about that one? So I'm going to trim some of the bottom and the top off to get them to like 3 7/8. Make sure I don't chop off that owl though. See? Perfect. I didn't know if this one was going to make it in there because of the size. But we did it. Okay. So here is this guy. And then I just noticed there's one at the top too. So let's see. I don't have anything here big enough, so we're gonna cut one. And he's probably gonna be around, oh, I just undid the glue at the bottom. 5 1/2 or 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. I'm just going to re-glue this. Okay, 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay, so I got the 2 booklets. I used the booklet that I had cut wrong for the second one. I got those paper pieced or quilted. And now I'm just taking a couple of my little scraps and putting them on these 2 gussets that are just all black and kind of stand out. This one I could actually put like an overlapping piece on, but I think I have. This will be fine. I love it when they have grids on them, because I have told y'all before I cannot cut a straight line to save my life without some kind of cutter. Whoops. Okay, a little hard to distress those little pieces. And then I'm gonna try and find, oh, we're out of tape. Again. No, I don't think I've used that much tape. I don't feel like I've used that much tape. Let's see, put this here. Perfect. Okay, and then I just got these 2 pockets. Is that one I did? So I have, I'll use that, and oh. This one I don't even have to mat, because it looks like a little envelope. I'll put a couple in that one. Put him in there, and then, is that the same one? No, but it is a potions one, so. I said I have all these pieces of paper over here. I'm out of tape, so I'll glue this together. No big deal. Should have found a piece of paper to stick it to before I glued it. Okay, there's one. I'll stick him in there, and I think I'll put this dragon scales on there. Little potion bit, and we'll just do 2 sides in case we find something to stick under there. And then I don't think this guy is going to be too big. He's too big. Could fit in that one. I really like this tag. Okay, let's mat this one. That's too much. Like that. I'll stick him in there. And then I like this one. I really don't want to cut around it, but I will. For the love of mini albums. definitely not straight cut. I'll get my big scissors out here. I always do one side pretty well, and then the other side kind of sucks. But, oh well. Oh well. You'll have that. It's not going to be that bad. There's that one. We'll stick him in there. And we'll stick him behind the dragon. We'll stick him in front of the dragon. And yeah, I think we're all done. Let's see how chunky he is. Oh, he's pretty chunky, but I think you still have room to put some stuff in there. Awesome. Okay, you guys. Well, I think we're done. I do have some, let me show you what I have left. Well, I'll do a complete flip through so you don't have to wait till the end of the video to do it. I'll link it down below and show you what I have. I think I went through, about 12 by 12, 25 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock, probably like 10 pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, just estimating. Here's my black scraps, and then I use some of that coffee dye paper too, not too much, probably like 8 or 9 sheets, but here's my black scraps, so not too many, and I can still use some to mat these little cut-aparts. The cut-aparts, I have some bigger ones, some tags. That one's kind of neat. These guys. We can make some cards. I have a couple cute little labels. Some of the round ones. This cute little potion label. Let's see here. I have these other square labels. Potion labels in there. Put all these in here. And then for actual pattern paper, these are my bigger chunks here. I just got a couple square guys. Let's see, these are the square ones. Squarer. Yeah, I'll leave him in there. Here's some of the thicker scrap pieces, thicker and longer. And then I have these that I'll probably use for paper quilting. Yeah, so that's all I have left. So I think that's a success. So you guys head on over to ASC Supplies on Etsy, asccraftsupplies.com. Look for your Ciao Bella Wizard Academy collection. Use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your full price purchase items. And yeah, hang out here and we'll do a full flip through so you guys can see everything. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.